Good morning, good morning, good morning. I am the Bit Messiah, your host for the London session for October the 13th, 2025. This is our first day where we're going to be going live on both sessions. So we'll have the London session this morning from 2 a.m. Central Standard Time all the way up until 4 a.m. Central Standard Time. Then we'll come back for the New York session at the opening bell at 7:30 Central Standard Time, all the way up until 10 a.m. Central Standard Time when the London market closes, the overlap period. We'll get started here momentarily. It's now 2 a.m. Let's go ahead and get started. Let's get to the charts. All right, so we got WCT USDT. We are long on all crypto pairs all week, so we're not going to be shorting this. So we're going to ignore this particular call. That was on the 15-minute. We've got IOUSDT on the 30-minute. It's also called a short. We're going to ignore that. We have NOT USDT, 15-minute short. We're going to ignore that as well. We have Res USDT on the 30-minute short. We're going to ignore that. Got Solana USD. That's a cryptocurrency spot. Call it 30-minute short. We're going to ignore that. Same thing on Solana. So 30-minute short. Going to ignore that. And the reason for this is if you go on a larger time frames and you look at the pricing, you got yellow or red, which means the buyers have control of the market. This is going to continue to go long. This isn't going to go south. So there's no point in even wasting your time with it. Not another 30-minute, same thing. And jupe on the 30-minute. WCT on the 30-minute. And just to kind of drive this home, I suppose I should go to Bitcoin real quick just to show you what I'm talking about. So if we go to Bitcoin, we go up to the daily and we take a look. This unhealthy price action that was caused by one announcement by President Trump on 100% tariffs on China, all that's going to get reversed. So you got your classic double bottom on the daily in a bullish engulfing pattern. That's taking off on us. So don't try and go south. Very dangerous at this point in time. We had double-digit gains on most of the market yesterday. Almost the entire market is green right now. It's going to continue that way once it gets liquidity from the New York session. So don't get trapped trying to go south here. You're going to lose your behind trying to do that. Zero, no. You got seller on a 15-minute, no. Got LA on a 30-minute, no. Another indication is this calling these calls right in the middle of the Asian zone. That's no man's land. It's not indicating direction. No. Sonic on a 15-minute, no. BTC on a 30-minute? No. Near on a 30-minute? No. Another Bitcoin on the 30-minute? No. SWI on a 30-minute? No. Atom on a 30-minute? No. Bonk on the 30-minute? No. I'm guessing that all of these are going to be shorts. And you're shorting into all this resistance. Those EMAs are there. Suppose I should turn on the order blocks for you to see. Those are buy order blocks right below that as well. It's just too much support. Complete and utter junk. Here, these are from this morning. This is at midnight. Voila! Now we got some stuff that is wonderful to look at. All right, so we've got Trump. No. Daryl. No. 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 Yes. And it's going to be a longer current position to 0.36964. This is Merle versus USD on a 15-minute confirmation. 2.57 risk to reward ratio. Entry price is 34755. Stop loss is 33894. And that's going to be for 861 pips. Take profit is 36964. That's for 2,209 pips. All right, here's your first call on the night. Merle versus Tether. 15-minute confirmation, market execution buy. Entry price is 0.34755. Stop loss 0.33894 for 861 pips. Take profit is 0.36964 for 2,209 pips and a risk to reward ratio of 2.57. This is a crypto perpetual trade, and you will find that on liquid brokers. You can find that broker down in the description to the video. Let's move on. Trump. Nope. No. I know. WCT. No. Jasmine. No. And Axis. No. Let's go to 30 minutes, go through this blindly, just to make sure we didn't miss anything. And we'll do this on the 1 hour as well. Got a few more. Seller, not taking that. There's another one. Here's Lista, 4293. That's on the 15-minute though. We're gonna ignore that. Let's go to 1 hour. We'll start from the bottom. Work our way back. We did call a few over the weekend. Zcash, Bodero, and Zen. So it looks like the alerts are working, so we didn't miss anything. That's fine by me. So let's keep tracking Bitcoin. I believe I was looking at the 5-minute. What I'm looking for here is over time for it to confirm an uptrend. So we're waiting for aqua on the top, gray in the middle, and blue on the bottom. It's close to being an uptrend, but it's not quite there. We need the cross of the 200 EMA, the gray line, above the 800 EMA, the blue line, which confirms an uptrend on the 5-minute. Then we start looking at Bitcoin on the 15-minute. And we want that trend to show all the way through the 4-hour, and then we'll be fine. We're confident at that point that Bitcoin is going to continue to be an upward trend over a long period of time. And daily crosses take a little bit longer. But if you can get it on the 4-hour, Means at the very least, you can get at least 4 hours of sleep. That's really the point. Don't want to have to be on the chart all day, every day, scratching your head and wondering what direction the trade's going to go in. You want to be able to be away from the charts and actually have a life. That requires a degree of certainty that involves knowing the direction that the trade is heading in before you enter a trade. Direction is always very key. All right, we've got a number of Forex pairs that have gone off. Let's take a look at a buy on USD NOK. That's not on our buy list for the week, so we won't be taking that. We have a buy on USD Huff. We know that's not it. We have a short on ON versus CAD. That's not on our list either. So that we go back to taking a look at Bitcoin. I do believe I've hit and take profit on one of the trades I had open. Looks like Zen, Z-E-N, hit take profit. No, not Z-E-N, basic attention coin. All right, so go back and grab Merle. I forgot to put that open. It's a 36964. Let's get back to Crypto Perpetual. We have Bitcoin on the 5-minute. We'll continue to watch that. It doesn't look like we're going to get anything else at the 215 mark. The market is around 230, in which case we might get some additional opportunities to enter the market. This works on a 15-minute cadence because of when the alerts on TradingView are set up. So we evaluate each trade to see if it's on our buy or sell list. If it is, we're going to enter the trade. We're going to be doing that till 4 a.m. Going to step away briefly. I'll be right back. All right, I did hear another ding. Let's check this out. That's PIF versus USDT. Yeah, it's short. We're not going to be taking that. Closer and closer to a confirmation of the uptrend on the 5-minute. Then we'll move up to the 15-minute. But so I've got another 6 minutes or so to the half of the hour. We'll see what we get at that point. Same thing. All these shorts, hidden stop loss. That's why we didn't go short. Makes 0 sense to do so right now. All right, it's a little past the half of the hour. No new alerts thus far. Got about a minute and 18 seconds before it does the full sweep of the entire suite of 328 assets that we do trade. But it does not seem like we're going to get anything for 2:30. We do trade futures, those on a 5-minute delay from the rest of the market. So still a possibility we get some of those. But we'll see. If we do get nothing, then the next time frame to possibly enter the market is 2:45 a.m. Central Standard Time. We'll wait until then. We'll be going until 4 a.m. today for the London session. Today will also be the first time I'm also trading during the New York session. So you're welcome to join me back again on the next live at 7:30 a.m. Central Standard Time today. We'll be going until 10 a.m. for the New York session. For those of you who did take Merle versus USDT, we are in profit and climbing. Hmm. Let me grab my blanket. It is a bit cold in here this morning. All right, we got a minute left to go. So about 5 minutes on the 15-minute candle, what we're waiting for. If you're curious as to what I'm looking at, I'm looking for confirmation of uptrends on time frames for Bitcoin. That's leading the market. President Trump announced 100% tariff on China, which caused him more than $20 billion liquidation in the crypto market as Bitcoin dropped to 102,000 even. And Bitcoin's price is recovering, bringing the rest of the market with it, which is why, at least for the moment, we're going long on the entire crypto market until this correction is over and we can determine what the real direction of trading is. But right now, we're going to take a long bias, which means we're ignoring all shorts. We'll wait for the shorts to liquidate themselves, then look for an opportunity to buy. So on the 5 minute, we're looking for a cross of the 200 and the 800 EMA. That means we need the gray line to be above the blue line, which is close to happening. And when that does happen, and we have aqua on the top, gray in the middle, and blue on the bottom, we've confirmed the uptrend on the 5 minute. We start tracking price in the 15 minute. We'll continue that till we get a confirmed uptrend on the 4 hour, in which case we know we have an uptrend long term on the entire market. Until then, we're going to follow that bias. We are going long. Even tonight, there have been at least 40 calls on the 15 minute and 30 minute going short. And thus far, every single one of those have hit stop loss, which is why I did not call any of those shorts. No point in needlessly throwing away money in the market when you can see where the tailwinds are heading. So about 3 minutes left to go. And we'll see what we end up getting. All right. Almost at 2:45 a.m. Let's see what we end up getting here. Now, this does happen to follow the same pattern we had on Friday. It was very quiet till about 3 a.m. Then we started getting all these 30-minute and 1 hour signals on cryptocurrency. It's looking like it's shaping up to possibly be that way again, starting at 3 a.m. Got about 2 more minutes for TradingView to finish reviewing the trades for 2:45. We do appear to have some type of short-term retracement on Bitcoin right now, literally a couple of 100 points in the matter of a minute or so. We'll see what happens here. All right, so doesn't look like we'll get anything for 2:45. Next opportunity to enter the markets at the top of the hour. That is Confluent. So we're going to have a 4 hour on the European markets and sitting markets at 3 a.m. That also means we'll have a 1 hour candle, a 30-minute candle, and a 15-minute candle as well. This will be quite a number of opportunities for TradingView to go through. And we'll get the same reaction at 4 a.m., where every other market hits the 4 hour. All right. So now we do some more waiting. About 11 minutes. In about 7 minutes to the top of the hour. Again, we're waiting for confirmation of an uptrend from Bitcoin of the 5-minute as we start to trace this up through higher time frames. This is what's causing the market to go up right now. So it ain't quick and sexy like it was for the drop to 102,000. But we definitely are getting a prolonged and very slow trickle of recovery across the market led by Bitcoin and Ethereum. And just like that, that drop of a couple of 100 points is over, and Bitcoin is starting to recover again. We still have the 5 over 13 EMA. That's the yellow line over the red line. So we know the buyers have control of the market on the 5-minute. What you'd be hoping to see is a bearish engulfing candle pattern where the price action of the two green candles to the right of this red candle are larger, which will confirm price continuing to move to the north. But given our long-term bias, we know that's just a matter of time anyway. So we just wait. Becomes a really easy game when you know direction. I mean, you could use a cheat code like Trading View, where you can essentially have an army of analytics basically telling you where this is going. And we're now only 5-minute. This is a strong buy. I'm waiting for confirmation of the uptrends. We can start looking at the 15-minute, which is also a strong buy. All right, so USD knock. That's not on our list. No, called a possible trade on it earlier. And guess what? We didn't take it, and it hit stop loss. Sometimes trading is about avoiding trades. Not every pip or tick is your pip or tick. Not all profit is created equal. I remember a time where, as a trader, I had the fear of missing out, and I felt like I had to constantly be in the market. And I wasted a lot of time and a lot of money doing that. Once you stop doing that, you start compounding. And once you start compounding, you start developing better habits. I don't enter the market blindly. I only enter the market when confirmations are present. I do spend the time to make a buy or sell list every week. It's based off a long-term trend. And I trade with the trend, always. Which is why, even on a week when you had $20 billion of liquidations in the crypto market, I was still profitable all week. We even want to trade over the weekend on basic attention coin. To drive that point home, we made 504.3% margin on that trade. We got in at an entry price of 0.1382, exited at a take profit of 0.1851, and it's currently trading at 0.2004. So we could have made more, but we took our profit and we got out of the trade. It's now 3 a.m. It's going to take a few minutes for TradingView to go through all these different assets. Let's see what we end up getting here. All right, so we got nothing for 3 a.m. We're waiting for the quarter of the hour at 3:15 a.m. Central Standard Time for more possible interest into the market. as we continue to track the progress of Bitcoin recovering from a massive over $20 billion liquidation of the crypto market due to President Trump's announcement of an additional 100% tariffs on the People's Republic of China. It's looking pretty likely we get confirmation of the uptrend on the 5 minute at the close of this candle in about 2 minutes. From there, we'll start tracking it on the 15 minute as this recovery gets stronger for today's session. I think it's likely we see a nice big chunk of gains in the entire crypto market once liquidity from the New York session hits the market at 7:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. European money is being a little sluggish this morning, but it is still bullish. We do have one call from this morning. That's Merle versus Tether. That is still in profit. We get a 5 minute close in about 40 seconds. What we're looking for is a cross of the 200 EMA over the 800 EMA. That's the gray line and the blue line. Once that happens, we have aqua, gray, blue in order. That's confirmation of an uptrend on the 5 minute. We start tracking Bitcoin on the 15 minute at that point. So we do have a strong buy on Bitcoin in the lower time frames. I expect that to continue towards the longer time frames over time. And voila, we have a confirmation of an uptrend on the 5 minute. Let's go to tracking on the 15 minute. This is always going to take time, but I have to have a breakout of the Asian zone. Across of the 50 over the 800 EMA and across of the 200 over the 800 EMA to confirm an uptrend on the 15-minute time frame. We have a nice fat order block with a midsection around 111,700. We have some resistance to price above current price, crested by the top of the Asian range, with a midpoint around 115,800. So about 600 points below that. Breaks through this. Then our next point of resistance is way up here at 118,000. So at least a possibility for a 3,000 point drop. Gain of Bitcoin sometime today on the short term, which is a nice meaty progress. So we'll see. Now we wait. 3 minutes to the quarter of the hour, 3:11 a.m. Central Standard Time. We're waiting for 3:15. That's when our alerts are going to pop off. We'll see whether we get any other entries for the market. Again, we don't just enter blindly on every alert we get. We check that against the buy or sell list for the week to evaluate if the trade makes sense, and then we enter the market. Thus far, I think we've had 41 different signals that have rung off. Only one of those have we taken. That was a long on Merle, MERL versus Tether. Everything else has been a short, but most of those shorts have hit stop loss so far. We haven't taken any shorts because we're taking a long-term bias for the foreseeable future on the entire crypto market. That's perpetuals and spots. So an opportunity for a short, we'll wait for the short to manifest itself, then look for an entry to the buy side. And over the weekend, we did call a buy on Bitcoin. I believe our entry was at 110,875.91. Would take profit at 125,000 plus. And we're in obscene amount of pips in profit right now. So that's going to be a pretty massive trade once everything's said and done. Hmm. You're right. Does not appear we're getting anything for 3:15 in the morning. Next opportunity to enter the market will be at 3:30 in the morning. That's the half of the hour, but a little over 13 minutes. Again, for London session, we're going to 4 a.m. We'll shut it down and then come back for 7:30 a.m. Central Standard Time for the New York session. 10 minutes left to go. I distinctly remember when I first started trading how painful the waiting process was for trading. Once you learn that this is a bit of a waiting game, that you basically paid to wait, it becomes a lot easier to stomach. Most of the time, the market isn't really doing anything at all, which is why your job is to determine direction. You want to get to the point where you have enough gumption where you can walk away from the charts and not constantly be looking at it and be okay. Knowing that if you get into the market with the trend, you've done all you can do. There's no system that allows you to win every single trade. There are some systems that allow you to win more trades than others. But the best thing you want is a combination of good trade and risk management. In other words, you can actually have, mathematically, quite a bad winning record But so long as your risk to reward ratios are correct or more than 2 to 1, you could lose literally 2/3 of your trades and still be profitable. If your risk to reward ratio is higher than that, you can lose more of your trades and still be profitable. For example, if you took only 4-to-1 trades and you only won 20% of those trades, you would still be profitable. Actually, 4-to-1 would be 25%. 5-to-1 would be 20%. And we have a ding. Let's see what we got here. We have a call on 6M1. Let's see if that's on our sell list. It is not. So we won't be taking that. That was a futures call on Mexican peso, by the way. pretty sure we have a stop loss hit on this short on PolyX. Again, another example of why we did not take these. Almost at 3:15. It's going to take about 3 minutes for Trading View to get through all the assets we trade, but we'll see what we get here. All right, we got a few pops. Let's take a look. First off, we have a short on UK oil. Don't believe that's a short for the week for us. It is. All right, we're going to take that as a short to 61.627. All right, this is a commodities trade. This is UK oil. UK oil. One moment, I'll get these parameters out. There's a 3.65 risk to reward ratio to 61.67 for 1,094 pips. Actually, not even in it. It gave us a little bit of a better entry, so let's go ahead and take that. This is 61.627. 1934. And this gets us to 3.7. All right, we got a stop loss of 64.083. That's going to be for 522 pips. Entry price at 63.561. All right, here's your next call for the night. This is UK oil. This is a 15-minute confirmation. Market execution sell. Entry price is 63.561. Stop loss is 64.083 for 522 pips. Take profit is 61.627 for 1,334 pips. And a risk to reward ratio of 3.70. We've got Euro Huff on a long. Not on our buy list, so no. And we're long on all crypto. That hit stop loss, so we wouldn't have entered it anyway. So now we go back to looking at Bitcoin. We're at 334. Next opportunity in the market at 3:45 a.m. Central Standard Time. We just caught another sell on UK oil. Again, it's a sell on UK oil. Continuing to trace a uptrend on the 15-minute on Bitcoin. To do that, we need aqua on the top, gray in the middle, and blue on the bottom. So this is going to take a while. It's going to require a breakout to the top of the Asian zone. And I don't think that's going to happen before we get the liquidity of the New York session. It's at 7:30 in the morning. So you'll probably continue to get some false signals on sales on cryptocurrency. Don't fall for any of those. Wait for your long opportunities. It does not mean to enter the market blindly on any cryptocurrency. It does mean that there are opportunities for price to retrace and for you to possibly get in on a long. That is the bias long term right now. Don't over leverage, and you should be fine. Got a futures call on Australian dollar to sell. Not on our sell list. Won't be taking that either. I got about 3 minutes left to the quarter of the hour. So again, we've got the ticker at 3:45. Last one at 4 a.m. We are going to be coming back this morning for the New York session, 7:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. So let's start doubling up. And as right now, we've had Merle versus Tether. That was at 2:08 a.m. That was a buy. And at 3:32 a.m., we had a buy on a sell rather on UK oil. Congratulations in advance on the take profit for both of those trades. Make a nice little mint on both of them. Get back to the charts. A little less than 1 minute. All right. Does not look like we're getting anything for 3:45. Next and last ticker for us is 4 a.m. Central Standard Time. It's about 12 minutes from now. All right, we got about 3 minutes to the top of the hour. 4 a.m. Central Standard Time. That's going to be the 4-hour candle for all the markets except for the European markets and for Sydney, Australia. It'll also be a 1 hour, a 30-minute, and a 15-minute candle as well. So we should get some action. Be surprised if we don't. In the case that we do not, we will be live again at 7:30 a.m. Central Standard Time today for the New York session, going until 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. I am the Pit Messiah, your host for the Quiet Storm London session for October the 13th, 2025. If you haven't already done so, I would appreciate it if you would subscribe to the channel, like the video, and turn on those notifications to keep abreast of when I do go live in the market. The Quiet Storm is held every morning from 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. for the London session, and then again from 7:30 a.m. until 10 a.m. Central Standard Time for the New York session. All right, got about 14 seconds. It's going to take Trading View about 3 minutes to review all the assets. Let's see what we get for 4 a.m. Mm-hmm. Looks like we have one on Lista. Take that to 4293. Somehow I missed that one. All right, this is going to be a 15-minute confirmation buy. Let me go ahead and get these parameters out to you guys. It's going to be a risk to reward ratio. Entry price is 4069. Stop loss is 3997 for 72 pips. Take profit is 4293. Does look like we do have some action. We'll take a look at those here in a second. 4069. 224. All right, here's your buy on Lista, USDT. 15-minute confirmation, market execution buy. Entry price is 0.4069. Stop loss is 0.3997. Take profit is 0.4293. Risk reward ratio of 3.11. All right, let's take a look at these others. Got Zill. That's a stop loss hit on the short from earlier. And SWE, same thing. So we're done for the morning. Get back to Bitcoin and track that on the 15-minute. I'll see you guys again for New York at 7:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Cheers.